beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Nka, only on Afia TV, on DSTV channel 254, Go TV channel 17, and Free TV channel 748. My name is Chinalo Romogu, also known as Nalo Kings, and I am super excited to be here. It may come off as a cliched statement. You're always excited to be here. If I'm not excited to be here, will you be excited to watch Nka tonight? Well, you won't. So yes, we'll go again. I am really excited to be here, and I hope you are too. The week is still fresh, maybe, or we're just in the middle of the week, and I hope you have big plans for your weekend that does not involve sitting in your house, pressing phone all day and shouting God when. Like I always say, God will when you leave your house and do something about your love life. I'm Nalo, and I'm rooting for you because I know you will not end this year single. And the way we do that is making sure that our weekends are always a blast. Okay? So this is to rooting for the weekend, okay? To rooting for this weekend. We're going to quick break, and when we come back, I'll introduce to you our guest tonight. Don't go anywhere. Back to Nka. My name is Chinalo Romogu, also known as Nalo Kings. You know how we do it every time on Nka. We hold conversations with people who are inspiring, who are doing this thing called life and can share a thing or two about their experiences, and we can learn from them. We can, they can share a bit of aspire to acquire. Right? But the idea is that we want to learn from these people, their story, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and just get to know them. All right. Tonight we have someone who is doing quite well for himself, especially as a student politician. Yes, student politician, and a bunch of other things that he does. So reading this person's interesting bio, Ochiogu Ezindubuisi Ebenezer is the National Vice President of Law Students Association of Nigeria. Make no mistake, this is LAWSAN. And he is a law student with special love for his tribe, Ndibo. He is a seasoned poet, earning the moniker poet in his faculty. He is also a student politician who is known for contesting over 3 elections in his short stay in the University of Nigeria, Enugu campus, and not losing any, including a national election. I will clapping. Please be clapping. He's someone that focuses on men and the challenges they face. This led to his organizing of the just concluded Men's Mental Health Awareness Challenge, a campaign sought to raise national awareness on men's mental health issues. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, moms, dads, kids, everyone listening to the sound of my voice tonight, please join me and make welcome Ochiogu Ezindubuisi Ebenezer. Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, doing well. So it's you are the first. Wait, breathe. Let me breathe. You are the first to organize or run for 3. Wait, let me read it again. Let me read it again so I'll understand. He is known for contesting over 3 elections in his short stay in UNEC and not losing any, including a national election. Okay, it's not like you were the first, but you're mostly known for contesting in 3 elections and you didn't lose in them. What is your secret? What is your power? What is your magic?
Okay, I will not say I'm the first. I'm just saying, okay, I've not known anyone that has done it. I've seen people, contesting one election in second year, contesting another one in fourth year.
Okay.
I contested one in first year, 2 in second year, and I think it's actually 4. The national election maybe 4.
Okay.
So the secret is, I don't know.
Knowing people. Right, I don't know, because it's people that would vote for you, right?
Exactly. I don't want to say a cliche secret. I don't want to say the secret is, most billionaires, you ask them, what's your secret to success? They'll be like, good work ethic. Please, everybody has good work, or many people have good work ethic.
So it's knowing people that works for you.
So yes, knowing people, knowing people's problem, and then finding maybe creative solutions to the problem, because there are many problems that people have that to solve it may require money, or the normal means people think that you can use to solve it is a means that requires money or requires, strength and all that things. But sometimes I just find creative ways around this.
So what kind of creative ways do you find? Because I think a lot of people watching, even myself, I've had my own fair share of student politics back in the days. Oh, good old days. I've had my own fair share of student politics and all. And maybe I don't have creative ways to solve people's problems, but one way or the other, I seem to have one. So because you are the guest, we want to know if you can share some creative ways you have looked at solving people's problems, and how it has helped you win all 4 elections you have had. That's powerful.
Okay, one of the creative ways I can mention off the top of my head, I remember when I was the public relations officer of Law Students Association, the University of Nigeria. Before I became the public relations officer, people were usually, saying the public relations office is not that active. And the public relations officer before me, I'll be honest, she was doing her work well. Her constitutional work, she was doing it. But people somewhat expected more outside that constitutional work. So when I became the public relations officer, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this constitutional work, right? But I know that just doing the constitutional work or just doing what I'm expected to do will not get the admiration of the people I'm leading, or will not get the approval of the people I'm serving. So I introduced many other things like challenges and monthly challenges, or
like
this or that challenges. You should know monthly challenges, maybe
social media monthly challenges.
Exactly. Who is your favorite lecturer? Post a picture of yourself.
Oh.
Yes, this or that challenges, night class or reading during the day. This or people.
You
like
leveraged on social media content.
Exactly. And then also there was we are law students, so there was this special challenge I was always bringing towards the exam time that people loved. Cases challenge, like tick all the cases, let's see how prepared you are for exam. So we bring out a host of cases, Mojeku versus Mojeku, this or that. I had people in different classes that were telling me the cases that were used in teaching them their courses, right? Then we brought out the most common cases and then put it there, created the challenge. So people liked this. I think I also brought the LAWSAN TV. So because
WhatsApp TV.
Yes, WhatsApp. Okay. Before I came into office, we already had an Instagram account, a TikTok account, but many people don't really use all those. There are many people that don't use Instagram. There are many people that don't use TikTok. Because law students, they always like, I'm serious. But almost everybody uses WhatsApp because that's where the info group and that's where they send class updates and everything. So I created the LAWSAN TV, yes, to, bring whatever we are posting on our Instagram to people's doorstep, right? Okay, the pictures we are posting, the videos, the content we are making that maybe we are missing out on, I brought it to the LAWSAN TV. So no matter which app you're most frequent on, you must see the things that the public relations office or the LAWSAN executives are doing. So that's one of the
creative solutions you brought.
Yes, the LAWSAN TV was a creative solution to information dissemination. People are saying they aren't getting information the way they are meant to be getting it. So I added a better channel.
Oh wow, that's nice. Because I'm sure when you ran for that position, maybe people were not thinking of it in the perspective of a WhatsApp TV or that sort of thing, and you brought the idea. Kudos to you. That's nice. That's really nice. But then this thing about student politics, sometimes I don't know about LAWSAN, but sometimes it gets crazy. It gets weird. It gets bloody, in quotes.
Emotionally bloody.
Do you get? Let us call it what it is. It can be emotionally bloody, but literally blood. It can be messy. So I know why I'm starting our conversation from this angle, because the crux of what you do is that you're a student politician. So I'm sure other people listening would want to get a thing or two from you on how you are navigating this whole thing. So in the messiness and everything going on, how are you able to still rise above it all? What has worked for you?
Okay, one thing I always tell people, there are always people advising people don't go into student politics, it's distracting. But I tell people venture into student politics because it has or it helps in character building. You learn a lot. I've learned a lot from student politics. So about the messiness, yes, there is the messiness in student politics cannot be quantumized. Cannot. I don't know if that word is correct.
Anything, say
I'm a law student. I don't want anybody to be like he's even saying words that are not in the dictionary.
Say anything you want to say. Be free.
It's really messy and people make mistakes. People, lose friends in elections. I know I lost one or two friends in it just because of politics and everything. And then people can let the emotions get into their head. And it's not something that anybody is immune to. Come on, it's student politics. Once you have decided you want to run for something, there are emotions attached to it. No matter how mature you think you are, no matter how, when I was contesting in second year, I thought I was like this mature person. I will never let politics get into my mind. I will never let, emotions make me walk. But there was a particular election and I wasn't even contesting. I was campaigning for someone and I did some things that, though they were not wrong, they were not rational. You get it? Was like,
it was beneath you, but you did it either way because you wanted your candidate to win.
And I will not say beneath me is the right word, but there are some things that if I was observing myself, like if I was watching myself as a viewer and then they were just playing it on screen as it was happening,
I'll be like, did I really do that?
What are you doing? Stop that thing. You get? So I'm just saying, how to actually rise above it is, first of all, try as much as possible not to be part of the mess. Do not inherit friends. Sorry, not inherit enemies. And do not inherit friends too because of politics. Like, do not this because of my best friend is seriously supporting this person. I have to seriously support this person. And do not because of my best friend is opposing this person. I have to oppose this person. You don't know the special experiences your best friend has that makes her support or oppose that person. You don't know the interest your best friend has that makes her support or him support or oppose that person. So be rational and be thinking. And then when you get into a mess or when you do something wrong, it is always proper to own up to your mistakes. Like, okay, maybe go to the people that you offended. Okay, I did this, I did that. In the course of my politics, there are some people, one or two people that may have done something not so nice to me. Then along the line, they were like, okay, boy, it's true, I did this thing. Sorry about it. And there was a time something happened and I just had, this throwback. I was like, did I really do this? Yes, I thought it was justified then. I may still be able to justify it now, but it is something that is not nice. So just walk up and no matter how proud you are, or no matter how you may think the thing is far gone, people really, really carry.
Right.
People carry, especially something like student politics. Because when someone is like, how will I put it? It's like having a child. I don't know whether you know, Buchi Emecheta described artworks in second class citizen as a brainchild.
Okay.
When Ada wrote a book and Francis Bonte, she said that that's her brainchild that he just killed. So I think politics is also like that. When you conceive a vision, you conceive a dream for yourself. I want to be SUG president. And then it's not just something that you're now working towards. It's like you're pregnant and then you're carrying that baby, you're nursing that baby, right? And then someone does something that makes you have a miscarriage. It's not something that you can forget easily. I don't know if you get. It may not be a perfect illustration, but that's how deep politics can be for many people in politics, in student politics.
I see.
So if you should ever feel like you may have done something wrong against someone, whether they had that child or not, do you get? Whether they had that child or not, whether it was miscarried or not, whether if you did not do what you did wrong, the child would have been miscarried either ways. But if you just feel like you did something wrong, I think it's always best to own up and, make amends. Because in the long run, people always say life does not end in the university, right? There is still life after university. So if you do anything wrong because of a position that makes no meaning outside after you've graduated, how many titles have I, His Excellency, Honorable, I've accumulated them from positions I've held. After graduation, I'm not entering any law firm and answering His Excellency.
Yeah,
You
true.
get? So all these things end somewhat in the university environment. So do not attach much relevance to it to the point that you reduce your essence or you
Who you are.
you do something wrong, something like that.
I noticed something all the while you were talking. You mentioned something in passing. People would come to me and say, poet. Excuse me. People do not call you by your name. They call you poet.
Yes, in my faculty. In fact, in university, most people call me, secondary school and primary school, I was called Ochiogu. Then coming to university, I wanted to, not answer the name anymore. Not because I love the name Ochiogu. It means warlord. So I like it.
I am just thinking about, hold on. Let us absorb this. Warlord.
Ochiogu.
I'm Chinalurumogo.
God leads your fight.
God is fighting my battle. Are you serious? But mine is not warlord. And for everybody who tries to talk to me, they're like, so how many battles have you fought today? Are you always a troublemaker? That sort of thing. Did I tell you that?
My own is worse because Ochiogu means warlord. But when you remove that I, which everybody does, it now becomes Ochiogu, meaning looking for trouble or troublemaker. So
oh dear.
It's like I've been explaining it, and then I was this maybe a loud guy in primary school, and so it's always easy to associate that name with me, like Ochiogu. He's always looking for fight.
What can we say?
So when I now entered university, I wanted to start answering my Igbo name, not be my first name. Ochiogu is still Igbo. I wanted to start answering my first name because I really like it. Ezindubuisi. To me, it's like I keep telling people I've not seen any name that is finer than Ezindubuisi, because it's like Ndubuisi, life is the most important, but Ezindubuisi is like, it's not just about being alive, it's about how do you live that life, good life. It's about, I don't know, it qualifies that life that people are saying is more important. You get? So I wanted to start answering it. I was telling people my name is Ezindubuisi. People that knew me before I started politics still call me Ezindubuisi. Then in my WhatsApp bio, how I got the name was funny. In my WhatsApp bio, I wrote something Christian, Black King, which was my nickname, and poet. And that poet there was just an adjective, not a noun. Like I write poems. Do you get? So people now saw the poet there beside my nickname, Black King, and thought that was also a nickname. And then I now won a poetry competition by African Reorientation Network. They hosted a poetry competition for Nigerians, and I now won it. So when I now won it, I went around my classmates, and then some people now started calling me poet. So it's kind of stuck. My first election, I wrote Ezindubuisi poet, because there were people that knew me as Ezindubuisi, and many people knew me as poet. So just so that those few people that know me as only Ezindubuisi will not get confused in the ballot, I added Ezindubuisi. But by my third election, I removed the Ezindubuisi. It was just poet, because everybody except my very good people that knew me from primary school and secondary school that were still calling me Ochiogu, everybody was calling me poet. And I think I don't give much credit to it, because it will now mean less of me as a politician, but I think that helped me to win some election, because there's this thing about a quick name that makes you popular. For example, my name is Obinna. Obinna is a very common
Your name is also Obinna?
No, if my name is Obinna, right, and I'm moving with Obinna in politics, people may not catch on to the name Obinna. There's nothing, no offense to anybody answering Obinna.
There's nothing catchy about Obinna.
There's nothing unique about it. It's like Obinna. I can hear 10 stories about different Obinnas in one day. When you now hear, poet did this, like poet, is that
you call poet?
Yeah, like he's answering poet care. It sticks to the mind. So it was very easy for me to become popular in second year when I was contesting for public relations officers. It was also very easy for me to become popular, at least across different faculties or different faculty leaders, when I was contesting for vice president of the
That's
Central
good.
section of Nigeria.
Poet. I think it gives a lot of questions. What adjective, what noun should I attach to my name so that when people call my name, they call that too? I like it. I like it.
Some people have actually queried me for the name. I had a class.
They should come and.
She writes poems. She was not like, we're like 7 poets in this class. Who gave me the right to answer poems?
Sorry. Speaking of poetry, maybe could you drop some bars for us? It's a poem you've written before. Let's listen to some lines you've had before.
Some lines. I'm not one of those people that do that.
We're not saying
okay, something I've written before.
Exactly. Just give us some lines. Maybe the world sees you as a woman, but you stand in the ocean of the awesomeness of God. Because this is nonsense, I know, but I'm just giving you an idea.
There was this line I wrote. Okay, I can just drop 3 different spoken words if I think of the line. Okay,
you do spoken word too.
Yes.
What are we saying? Let's go.
There was this one. I was complaining about the economy. Like, okay, prices of things is off the charts. Each time I visit my uncle, we just sit and chat. He no longer gives me the usual cold drink and fried rice. How would he do that when it is now twice the price? The crying mother has nothing to do when her child cries. She has to understand that a meal is now too costly to be eaten thrice. I'm talking about the crying mother. How about me? I don't know if it's because I'm a Davido fan, but my meal plan is 001. I don't want to talk about how poverty has dealt with my health. In fact, this morning I opened a new hole in my belt. So,
wow.
So it went long like that. Then there was always this chorus, "Let the poor breathe," because that was the name of the poem.
Okay.
Then I think there's another one. I'll just begin it. That's agony. I was talking about the child labor, especially as regards women or girls, young girls. So I think I started it. It's an embodiment of sorrows, pain, grief, shame, and all that follows. Having our body being used, bruised, and abused by people stronger who choose to defy her right to say no because they know she can't speak. And even if she can, no one will listen. Listen, and you hear her cry. Her name is Ada. She was given as a house help to Emeka the businessman to settle her father's debt without her consent. Because these days, as a girl, decisions of your essence is made in your absence. And even when in your presence, which is right, is with your silence. Silence, and you hear her weep. One day as she sweep, Emeka comes back home drunk with his brother. She goes innocently to greet, not knowing she will lose her flower. They look at her with hunger in their eyes. She returns the gaze with fear and muffled cries. They want her body, but they know she isn't giving. So they push and beat her till she gives in, treating her entirety as a giving. That night, Ada lost her hymen to hymen.
Wow. Ada lost her hymen to hymen. Yay!
Remember the first time I performed it, it was in the Southeast Zonal Conference of Law Students. When I said this, everybody was like, so you are following me. I came out to perform. People usually don't expect a performance like this, a gathering, maybe different speakers have been speaking and then they're now bored and then you now come out. They're now losing, they have lost interest, they're pressing their phone. Then next you say something like, I'm not a Davido fan, but my new plan is 001. And they now look up. Then I say it again in case you lost it, in case you didn't get it. So yeah, these are lines.
Oh, wow. So how did you stumble into poetry? How did poetry find you? Or how did you find poetry?
Okay, how I found poetry. It goes a long way back. At first, my primary school teacher, I think that was primary 5, told us to write a poem as assignment, right? And people usually give it to their elder brothers or elder siblings to write for them. I usually like just doing my school. My elder sibling, my elder brother, is like 2 years ahead of me, so we are both basically in primary school, so I usually do it myself. So I just went back home and then I wrote the poem. There's this common poem we sang in primary school, My Mother, who Saratan was.
Yes.
So I just used that lead and wrote a poem, My Family. It was very basic. Who is my father? Who is my mother? Who is my brother? Who is my sister? My family.
What? So basic, actually. What?
So then, there was another one. I entered just one. Then I brought out a book and I just started writing, if the cloud was brown and the world was grey, who would have imagined such? So I don't really know what I was writing. I later named the poem Plans for a Better Us. I still don't understand. I feel like
I don't understand it too.
one day I may grow up to understand that poem. I feel like I was on some deep thoughts then. Maybe I took something and I was thinking on a different pedestal. But up to now, I still don't understand what I wrote then. Then entering GS3, I was more of writing stories, short stories, like, cause kudos to my dad. When we are small, he always brought books. He like, read this book today, you must finish it today, and then tell me what you learned. So he started from small books like The King's New Clothes, and that's that Tortoise and His Adventures, Nanny Boy, and I loved all those small books. Then he now started bringing, bigger books like The City Boy, The Fault Lies Within Us. I don't know, but these were books that we were reading back then, and then they were now somehow boring. So, but I still like them. And I was now writing my own. I and my brother would always sneak and take books from when my father stored exercise books for the next session.
Yeah.
And start writing stories. Or towards third term, I'm calling it semester, towards third term, we would quickly finish up one of our notes. Maybe writing boldly, writing 3 pages and cancelling just to finish the notes. So that I would not tell our father that our book has finished and she'd get us a new book. He'll ask us, let me see the book, we show him it has finished. He gets a new book. Meanwhile, it's just 2 weeks to the end of the term, right? So we just know that we're going to write like 4 pages, then have the remaining, say that here make aeroplanes or write stories. So that's how I and my brother were writing stories, things like that. And then
and your poetry improved.
Yeah, I wasn't writing poetry then, so just short story. I remember I wrote Lara and Her Horse and some other things. And then around GS3, I started writing poems again. And I don't want to say it's because of a girl, but most of the poems I was writing then were love poems, like all these
Subirile.
Bro, waste of talent. I was on some Chike vibes.
Oh.
Writing my running to you, this, that. So I was writing that and then write it, go and give it to her. Then some other guys saw the thing and then were like, can you write for me so I can give my own girl
cute.
too? Then I'll now write for them and give them. That was just GS3. Around SS1 I had stopped. No more girl in the picture. So I was no longer writing. Then
But the point being that writing found you at an early stage of your life. The books you read, the books your dad gave you.
I think writing poems, right, started in coronavirus time. That was when I started writing.
That COVID period gave a lot of people inspiration. It gave many people inspiration. I mean, why not? Because you were at home doing nothing, lockdown. So inspiration just going to come left, right, front, back, center. I get it.
Writing. That was when my first serious poem was Carpe Diem.
Oh yeah, that's I know that.
Yeah, it's a type of poem, you know.
Okay.
I was reading literature, preparing for jam and wine that time. Then Carpe Diem poems are poems that a man is telling his lover, usually a woman, that you're not going to be young forever. Yes, you're beautiful, we know, and that's why you're doing guy or shakara. This beauty is not going to last forever. So quickly like me now before your
Do you still remember the lines in that poem?
No, I don't still remember the lines, but then I was really focusing my poetry on rhymes and so it was a
You do a lot of rhymes even now, I can see. Why do you do rhymes though?
Well, there's one of my friends that usually tells me that my poetry is showmanship. But one thing that I do rhymes for is one, so I like the work. Then another thing is that especially when I'm writing spoken words, for example, some of the spoken words I've recited now, they are free verses. They are not really rhyming as rhyming should be. They're not ending with one rhyme. It's just that I can use some word plays and then some rhymes, but I don't use a frequent rhyme pattern. But why I do it is that one, spoken words is you're writing just like drama. They say drama is best appreciated on stage. So when you're writing a play, you're writing with the mindset that this is going to be performed on the stage. So you're writing with the stage you want it to be performed on in your mind. So when I'm writing a spoken word poetry, I'm writing it for an occasion sometimes. Sometimes I'm writing it for a competition. So I'm writing it with the idea that I'm going to recite this thing on stage. And I will not want to come and say whatever I want to say and people will not clap or people will not feel it. People will just, because not many people listen to the message. So I now try and bring some bit of showmanship that will get people attracted to listen to the message of what I'm trying to say. For example, now Ada Sagoni that I recited earlier, it's easy for me to come and say things like, she's suffering, women are suffering, women are crying, let's stand up and speak for women. And nobody will pay attention to you. But when I come and say, let's talk about the increasing rate of femicide, a woman now can either be murdered on the street or her friend femicide. People now pause and then they're not like.
Did you just make that up right now?
I know, I wrote it that
time.
Okay. So like when I come and say something like this, people pay attention. Then they now get the message beneath that showmanship. Or this one, the one I recited earlier about Lady Paul, but I was complaining about bad governance. I would have just come and said a lot of bad government, this one, that one. But when you put it in a way that people would want to listen to it, they pay attention to it, they see, then they now get the message.
Yeah.
So that's why I usually inculcate rhymes and wordplay in my poetry.
That's okay. That's right. So we've heard quite a lot from Ezindubuisi Ochiogu Ebenezer. We want a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation with him. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Nka. My name is Chinalo Rumogo Eze, also known as Nalo Kings. We're still here with Ochiogu Ezindubuisi Ebenezer, who is the current National Vice President of Law Students Association Nigeria. This one is not specific to a particular school or something, but national, the entire Nigeria. It is an honor to have you here, sir.
It's my pleasure being here.
Right. So now we know a bit about your journey as a poet, why they call you poet, your creativity, your poetry dimensions and all that. So let's come down to other things that you've done. You've won 4 elections. So why did you choose student politics? And whilst this is a question I would have asked you since, but then I knew I needed to dive into that poetry aspect of you because you had just spoken about it. So let's come back a bit. So why student politics? You mentioned that a lot of people, even parents, encourage their kids, don't get yourself involved in student politics. I love you. It can get messy. It will make you not to read your books. All those kind of things. So why did you do that? And you went the first time, the second time, the third time, and you're currently in the 4th one. What is your secret? Why?
Okay, well, why I
keep it brief.
Why I chose, there would have actually been a 5th time contesting, but that's why I chose student politics was 2 things. One, or maybe more than 2 things. I want to be a Nigerian leader, maybe governor of my state, Anambra.
You're from Anambra State?
Yes.
Which part?
Urumba South.
I'm from Ihiala. Oh, nice meeting you. Okay, please continue.
So either become the governor of my state, either become the president of Nigeria, just be something.
You really want to do that?
Yeah, I really wanted to, be
wanted. You still want to either be the governor of Anambra State or the president of Nigeria?
Or any other political position, maybe senator, that type of thing.
You really want to go into Nigerian politics? Wow, we're coming back to that.
I now decided to use student politics to train myself. I don't want to, maybe grow up, have connection, have money, contest for an election without any idea of what being a leader is like, or what serving people is like too. So I wanted to use student politics and then maybe build my connection with people, my team leadership or my team membership, just to learn how to be a better leader. Then also to learn how to navigate the world of politics. I know that actual politics will be very, very worse than student politics, but at least it's better than.
Gives you an idea, prepares you sort of
what the real
what's
world
ahead.
Politics is like. Then another reason why I chose student politics is just to their, let me say, CV, networking with people. Just trying to build my future to, let me say, I contest some elections, I win some positions. I use it to get to know people, to get to know influential people, to pave a way for any future engagement I may have. So that is, many politicians don't like admitting this thing. They're like, I'm joining politics to serve the people. Yes, I joined politics to also serve people, but come on, no human being is, and I'm not cynical, but no human being is just doing mind tasking things for only the benefit of people around him. You get? So I also do this so that I can pave a way for my life after university. Maybe with the lessons I've learned. I know that student politics has taught me a lot. That's why I really encourage anybody to contest for, even if it's class rep. Do something that will put you in a position to relate with people, to work with people, to lead and to serve people. It will really help you a lot. And then another reason is also change things around me. For example, while I was public relations officer and now I am the vice president of LAWSAN, I have had position to, in a little way, do certain things that I complain or that I say is not being done. For example, attention to men's mental health.
Yeah.
So before, people are always saying men's mental health are disregarded, this one, that one. And then trust me now, primary school, secondary school, you see girls arguing feminism like, okay, we have been downtrodden, we are this, we are that, we are suffering. And now come and be like, how about men? If I complain about my issues now, will you listen to me? If I cry now, won't you laugh at me? Do you get? Then someone else said something, or people will say something like, men always complain that men's mental health is not being recognized, is not being appreciated. But do you people appreciate men's mental health? Do you people raise awareness for it? You people are even the ones that make opening up look bad. Then also when men complain that, okay, it is boy child day and nobody is celebrating anything, but Mother's Day, girl child day, the whole world will turn upside down. Then girls will not be like, do you people celebrate yourself? That type of thing. So holding a position has helped me use my office to commemorate Boy Child Day, even if it's through a circular. I may be the only ESCO doing it, even if it's through a circular, even if it's through something. When I was public relations officer, I made awareness videos during the month of June, because June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Okay.
I made videos to talk about men's mental health issues, talking about opening up and everything. Then now I'm vice president, I created a challenge. There are two challenges. A creative challenge where people, talk about men's mental health through poetry, drama, and everything. Then another challenge that lasted for 7 days. There are different topics. People would pick a topic. Do you think that men are going through? Do you think men should speak up? What do you think stops men from speaking up? So we got boys and girls across Nigeria debating on this topic for 7 days. There are different topics for each day on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram. So in as much as it may not make the impact needed to 100% overturn what men are going through, at least it in a way creates a certain change. Even if it is one person that the entire challenge makes to speak up, or the entire challenge, gets the person out of his shell, it is still something. So student politics has helped me fix those things that I complain people are not doing. I'm complaining that it's not existent. Okay, nobody cares about men's mental health issues. Nobody does this, nobody does that. So holding a position would help me, or has helped me. So this is something I'm complaining about. I can actually do something about this. Not 100%, but that 5% I can do, I will do it. So that's another reason I'm in politics.
That makes sense, because I was actually coming to that men's mental health advocacy awareness that you do. But it's a good thing that you've explained to us the reason why you do it, the reason why you stand up for it, and a little bit in between. That's really good what you do, because when you started, I was almost going to attack you with the whole men are not celebrated, but I had to calm down. I had to calm down and listen. And then he went on to say, this is actually it. So if there's one person who stands up for it, who shows the world about it, because like you rightly said, a couple of men don't do it themselves, waiting for others to do it for them. So you taking it upon yourself to educate people concerning this, it's helping curb the situation. So that's good. Congratulations, Ochiogu. That's really good. That's nice, right? So you said something, and I said I'm going to come back to that. Nigerian politics. You intend to one day, anyhow, either rule Nigeria, run for office in your state, be a senator. That kind of thing. Is it just about having to work with people? Because a lot of things you've said here has to do with meeting people, working with people, creating. Is it just about people? Is it just about that for you, or is there something else? Because politicians, I think you're actually sounding like a politician now.
Me? When
You actually
I was
sound
in
like a
second year,
politician now.
I was saying this thing that every student politician says. Me, I'm not a politician, no. I'm just someone that wants to lead and wants to serve the people. It's a very self-serving statement. Please, the term politician must not be bad. If you're engaging in student politics as a contestant, as a supporter, you're already a politician. The world is very political. My civic chair usually says that in secondary school, you and someone are eating food, right? Soup, and then there are two pieces of meat, one for him, one for you. You already know the one that you want. And that's how life is. So people already have different interests, or not different interests, conflicting interests. Two of us want the same thing. How you now go about making your own interest override the other person's own interest is now politics. And if you want to go the right way, it's good politics. If you want to go the bad way, it's bad politics. If you want to use propaganda and lies.
In other words, Ochiogu, all of us are politicians.
Yes, and people should not deny or say I'm not a politician or anything. If you say
some people have heard Ochiogu said all of us are politicians. So but briefly, let's talk about it. Why would you want to run for office in the Nigerian political sphere after school? What's about it? Is it just leading people? Is there any specific thing you want to achieve with being a politician, being a political figure outside university environment? You want to go for the Nigerian, the big dogs, the big pools. So is there a particular thing you're looking to achieve?
Yes.
What's that?
Well, there are a lot of things messed up about Nigeria. We know that. And then I usually used to, tear up when I see people because of religious beliefs or because of one thing or the other shy away from politics. Like, politics is for bad people. I don't want to go there. And I'm like, politics is for bad people because you let the bad people go there without, let me say now Nigerian politics is like a soup plate that is filled with mud. Right?
Yeah.
If you keep pouring mud into that soup plate, the soup plate will still be muddy. But when pure water now, they say the good people now want to enter there. As you're pouring water into the soup plate, the mud is gradually leaving, right? And then to now sanitize the Nigerian politics. But when the pure water refuses to go inside there because they believe it is too dirty for them, the mud remains there. And then it's now bad because it's now the mud that now governs how the pure water should live their life. You get?
Yeah.
So one thing I want to is that I know that there are good people in Nigerian politics. To go there, one, and increase their numbers. There are many beliefs I have. There are many things I would like to do if I were in Nigerian politics. I would just say one of my controversial opinions that I want to do if I have the power in whatever capacity. I don't want to term it birth control. I don't term it birth control because a lot of religious people will be like, go into the world and multiply, they work for your side.
I support you.
But
when it is time, I will vote for you.
But one thing,
we need to control this thing.
Okay, coming to this place, I pass the marketplace, and then there is a mother with like 5 children.
Thank you.
And they're all beggars. And
they are poor. Still having kids.
Before you brought these people, didn't you know that you had nothing to take care of them? They're living under an umbrella that is even broken. And then now those children are going to, if I'm trekking, are going to come and beg me, right? And then I may have just my last 1K on me. I'm not giving that will now make me look like a bad person. But the real bad person, if I should say this,
is that mother.
Is the person who brought them into the world knowing that there was nothing to take care of them.
Thank you very much.
So I was thinking of putting it this way, not limiting the number of children anybody should have. No. I thought about putting it this way. Okay, before you have children, but first of all, these things can only work in a state that works. Right?
Yes.
First of all, I was thinking of creating an actual working child control services that would take children away from deadbeat parents and give them a good life, or at least a life that an average Nigerian child would have.
Foster care,
something like that. So now we're going to give, this is the benchmark for having one child. You must have so and so amount of money steadily flowing into your account annually or monthly. And you must have something like this as fixed assets. It's not going to be much. It's going to be something that, of course, there'll be a committee that will deliberate on it and be like, this is how much somebody needs to take care of one child in Nigeria as it is.
Wow.
Send him to a government school.
So you have it all figured out.
Yes, maybe not all figured out, but
at least it seems you have a plan.
Exactly. For one child, this is what you should have. For two children, this is what you should have. For 3, and then if you have a child without having this, the child will be taken from you and will be put in that foster care where we now give him that life.
There are many things.
And you can be arrested for it.
Wow.
So that's how I just thought about it, because I feel like that is the height of criminality. Because not only are you bringing people that have the potentials of being future criminals, because those children now are growing up in street life. And they are going to do what they see other people do. Their mother is even going to push them to steal. You see 3 children surrounding you and begging, and then you don't know that one of them is already taking your phone, then all of them run off. That's how criminality starts. Once they get a hold of a gun, I'm not speaking down on anybody. I know that criminals also come from the worst criminals are the top. They're even the ones that are making those below suffer the more. But I'm just saying that you're bringing people and you're giving them high potentials of being criminals. And then it's not just about what they will become and how they affect the society. It's about they themselves. You are bringing people to suffer, and they don't. I wrote this short story recently about how a child's dream is limited based on the experience. For example, now a boy is chasing a car that is going to school, right? But he's not chasing that car to go follow the car to school. He's chasing that car because he wants to sell gala to the father driving the car, right? And then there's now another boy inside that car that is crying to the father, buy gala for me. So that boy inside that car, his dreams are wild, just like my own, to become president of Nigeria, to become the governor of Nigeria, to become a lecturer, to become a teacher, to become a professor, to become a pilot, right? But to the boy chasing that car, his dreams are so limited. To sell enough galas today so my mother will not shout at me, so that somebody will forget change in my hand so that I can eat one of these galas, or maybe to go to school. So you're bringing children and then you're going to give them experiences that is going to so much limit how they view life. You're going, and then they don't even know they are suffering. That's another bad part of so. And then some of them also know they are suffering to a large extent. They see other people, they see other children like them wearing new clothes, coming to market and say, "Mommy, please buy for me," right beside where they are begging. And their mother now buys it for them, and then they're now looking. The last time they ate was yesterday. So it takes I don't know why people have not viewed it this way, but I feel like it takes a form of heartlessness for you to bring a child. I mean, it's different if you are raped and you got pregnant, right? It's different if you are doing birth control things like pulling out or condom or anything, and then you got pregnant. You do not. And you believe that abortion is wrong. That one is different. But when you want to have a child, like you don't have enough money, and someone said it's always the poor people that struggle. But
I have someone.
Let's not go there.
I have someone. I know someone. I've even had him on the show. He is so angry at poor people having kids.
5 children for what? You get us how many children? Bring what so you know you can.
Oh my God, Ochiogu, it's been lovely. It's been great having you on the show. Talk about something that concerns you, that affects you, and we're rooting for you when the time comes for you to be President of Nigeria, Governor of Anambra State, Senator representing Kedemafa local government again. Urumba South, Senator representing however you're calling. When the time is there, we will be here supporting you. I'm sure we'll not have our own candidates by then. Yeah, so it's been good, it's been great. So I want for us to conclude on the show, I don't know. So this is your camera. So maybe can you say 1 or 2 things? I know you like to express yourself. You like to express yourself. Good.
I'm a poet. That's what we do.
In few words, just say something to maybe upcoming, intending student politicians who are looking to find their footing in the world of politics in their school environment. So 1 or 2 words. You have like 40 seconds to do that.
Okay. Politics is like, what I usually tell people is don't lose yourself in politics. You can be getting too deep and doing certain things that is not you. So don't just get deep enough. Don't let the water or the dirty water come up to your knee. Once you see that you're not becoming yourself, step back and have a rethink. So don't lose yourself in politics. Don't lose yourself because you're trying to get something. Don't diminish your essence to add to yourself. It doesn't make sense. Okay, thank you very
Somebody
much.
say power. Thank you so much, Ochiogu. Thank you. And you have heard all of that from Ochiogu Ezindubuisi Ebenezer, poet Ebenezer, who is currently the National Vice President of Law Students Association of Nigeria. I like to emphasize that it's not limited to a school. This is the national level that he's governing at this point in time.
70 faculties in Nigeria.
You have heard that. Okay, so he has this to say to you if you're interested in going into politics, and I hope you find your footing. I hope you find your path. And he has made sure to inform all of us that we're all politicians, depending on how we address situations around us. All of us are politicians. So which kind of politician are you? Thank you so much for staying with us on tonight's episode of Nka. I had some kind of fun. I hope you did too, and I will see you next time. My name is Chinalorumogu Eze. Thank you.